Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Brooke, or babysims on my socials, and today we are building a mansion in Willow Creek for my save file. This is up in the district where the Spencer Kim Lewis family lives. I don't remember the actual name of it, but I already built one mansion, which you'll see little glimpses of in this video. It's next door to this one. And this one is another one to go along with that. This is on like the bigger lot of the mansions, the Oakenstead lot, which I don't know if you guys remember, but when The Sims 4 came out, this was like the house. The house that was on this lot before was the house. I swear, every time I made a new save or even played in the save I had, which I only ever really did, but like if I tested something or was doing something like that, it was always this house that my Sims lived on, because when you first start playing The Sims, only thing you want to do is play in mansions for some reason. Like, you're just like really happy with the fact that there's mansions and that's like your new life goal, and you just play in mansions in this game. So I don't know, I was obsessed with this lot when The Sims 4 first came out, and honestly I still am, because while building this is like this is my favorite house I've ever built, and I'm gonna say that right now because I am obsessed with it, and I think it is by far one of my best builds I've done. It is so beautiful and it has so much detail, has so much to do in this house. It's just the best thing I've ever built, obviously, and I just really love it, and I think it's really good. But yeah, so we're building a giant mansion, and this one is actually kind of linked to the one next door. If you guys see my last video, I built a manor type of thing. You see it over there at the top left. I built that in my last video, and I told like this big story about the family lives here and there's some hot tea. This one, however, goes along with that, because the people who live in that house and this one are friends. But we're gonna get into the storyline a little bit later, because I have some other things I want to say first. So if you guys are curious what a save file is, it is just a thing where Simmers, they download usually this one save, which is Seriously Sims blank save, which if you want to do something like this and build all your own lots, definitely go ahead. It's super fun. I've never had more fun with this game until then. This like rejuvenated my love for The Sims 4, although it's never died, but it made me love it more. And they rebuild all the lots over again, and it's just so fun to see what everybody does with their worlds, and I really love that. So that's what I've done. It takes you a very long time, I will say that. It has taken me a long time. I think for about a month now, or maybe even more, yeah, more than a month, like 2-3 months of just Willow Creek. But granted, I took a very long break from The Sims for a while. So yeah, I've been doing this for quite a long time. I'm gonna check how long what day it was I actually started my save file, by going into my videos. So if I go into my playlists and then I go to save file building, this one, February 27th was when I started my save file, and it is currently October. And granted, with that being said, I took like a 3-4 month long break from The Sims completely, so I can't really say it took that long, but it has taken me a long time just to do Willow Creek. And what you do is you kind of just rebuild each neighborhood up, you build the community lots over again, but you don't have to. That's just the way I'm doing it. If you want, you can just download all kinds of lots and make your own city that way. That's another way to do a save file. But if you're a builder like I am, then this is like a fun exercise almost to build in different styles or different lots you wouldn't really build and things like that. Because before these two builds, like the one next door to this and this one, I think I've only built like 2 mansions ever in The Sims, and they're both on my YouTube channel, which one's a beach house and one's like a athlete's home. So I never build mansions in this game because they stress me out, but I had so much fun doing this. And while this build took me a good 7 hours, I had a lot of fun doing it. But this video is pretty long, and I apologize for that. It's like 41 minutes long, which is very not fun. I'm sorry. If you make it through the whole video, let me know in the comments, because you're real for that. But it took me about like a really long time to build this, but it took me even longer to edit it. Not 6 hours, but the video before I cut it down was 1 hour and 5 minutes, sped up times 6, which I never do. My videos are always sped up by 4 or 5, and this is sped up by, I think, like 650. Either way, so this took a pretty long time because I didn't stop recording. And this took me 7 hours because I took a lot of breaks, but I never stopped recording because I have this problem with pressing like stop recording and then going to do something, coming back, and then just start the build up where I left off, but not hitting record, and then losing the entire footage. So I decided to just keep filming the whole time and deal with it later, which is what I did, but it kind of sucked because there was some points in this video where I had to cut out like 8 minutes long of me staring at nothing, but like sped up times 6, so really like probably, I don't even know, an hour or more. So yeah. Yeah, not fun, but either way, what was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, so that's what a save file is. If you're interested in doing that, then I could possibly link Seriously Sims save in the description. You guys can download that and do it yourself if you like to. Now, one thing about my save file is that I'm not actually probably going to share the tray files or the save file itself. I'm not sure if I am or not, because I don't plan on making townies. I'm only making builds for it because okay, here's the honest truth, and I know this is probably not fair, but I cannot make Sims with OCC. Every time I've ever tried to make a Sim that doesn't have CC, they look horrendous to me, because at minimum I need my default skins, and that's CC, and I can't do that, so I simply cannot do it, and I'm sorry about that, but I will not be making the townies for these houses. I do have townies in all these houses in my personal save file, but they are so full of CC that if you download them, I don't even think they would not even have anything on them. They would just be a blank sim. Their face wouldn't be right because I use preset eyes and nose and lips and everything like that. So yeah, either way, yeah. I don't know what I was just gonna say. The reason I'm doing this really is because, if you guys haven't known, I say this in every video, but I'm gonna say it again. I pretty much only have had one save since Sims 4 release day. I got The Sims 4, started a family, which are horrendous I look back on, because we didn't have any packs, because it was the base game. Well, actually we did, because I actually started playing the day Get to Work came out, or Get Together. One of them. Either way, so we had those packs. Get to Work or Get Together, whatever one I started with. It was 2015, so it was one of those packs. I just can't remember which one was my first. But either way, so we had just those to work with, and my Sims lived in the Oakenstead lot, as I said, and it was just like a young couple, basically, and then they had kids, and I have like attachment issues, and I was very so attached to Sims, I just played with their kids, and then so on and so forth, and I'm on generation like 34, 35 now, which is insane, by the way, and yeah. I also don't play with aging on, so you can imagine, yeah, I've been playing this one generational long family in this one save for 8 years, and it's just insane to me. So, I don't even remember oh yeah, I have that one save file, and that save file has been through it. It has been recovered, it has switched computers, like multiple times, it has been corrupted many times, it's just been a whole thing. Many times, but it's still standing strong, and it always will be, because I don't know. But either way, so what I do these builds for and the save file for is more for my personal save file, so that I can build these in this lot and then share them with you guys, so you guys can have them for your own save, but then also I can put them in my save file and then make the Sims for it, so I have Sims walking around that I made, and they're not, let's just say it, ugly townies. So I am really enjoying this, and my Willow Creek is full of awesome families that I'm obsessed with, and these ones are one of my favorites. This family and the ones next door are my favorite ones I've ever made. But I do want to talk a little bit about Willow Creek for a second, because we actually finished it. This is the last build of Willow Creek, and if you guys seen that on my Twitter, you would already know that, because I posted a screenshot of what Willow Creek looks like when it's all finished. And I just had so much fun with this, you guys. Like, I can't even describe how much fun it was building Willow Creek from scratch and just doing all of this over again and making up their stories and the builds and all of these things. And I swear to God, when I finished this build, I just stared at the Willow Creek map for like 15 minutes, just admiring each neighborhood. It just felt so like accomplished, and also like so cool, because I quite literally just built a town. I just built a whole city from scratch. And I love it. Community lots and all. I built it all, and I loved it. It was great. And so I just admired it for a while. So we are all done with Willow Creek, and I love it. So we have the starter home district, which are, I'm pretty sure, all base game as well. And then they are usually starter homes. I think some of them are probably a little more expensive. And then I redid the BFF home, and to their, like, what I think their updated taste would be that doesn't look like EA. And I built this whole world kind of in like a suburban type style way, and I had so much fun doing that too, because if you guys are new here, that's my thing. I only ever really build suburbans. I don't build really anything else. So this was like my thing, and I was so excited and so happy to build each build. And now I'm even more excited because now that we are finished with this, we're moving on to Oasis Springs next, which you guys will most likely, don't hold me to it, see the first video of us starting Oasis Springs tomorrow, which I can't wait. I just can't wait to start. I already built one lot for it, and that's why there's gonna be a video up tomorrow, because I already built a starter home. I couldn't help myself. And it is base game only. It's a little bit more expensive than starter home though, unfortunately. I did not keep track of it, and then I couldn't make a decision what to cut, so I just left it. I think it's like 24,000, which is only a couple thousand more than a starter home. But either way, obsessed, so obsessed, and it was just so fun. I really, really love that home I built, and I can't wait to do more. So I decided, because the original game style of Oasis Springs is very mid-century modern, Mediterranean, and then some modern. So what I'm going to change that to is all Mediterranean, because I think it'll flow better. Same as how I didn't want to make some of these homes in Willow Creek suburban, some of them like Victorian, because that wouldn't match right to me. So I decided to just keep it as one or two styles. So for Oasis Springs, it's all going to be Mediterranean, and then for the mansions area, like where the land grabs live, and then there's a house of, I think there's a blank lot across them, but anyway, I'm going to make those kind of modern because I really like it. And all the community lots are going to be modern as well. They're not going to be Mediterranean. So I'm super excited to start. I've already started one build in the lower neighborhood where like that big household lives. It's like Zoe, Jay Huntington, and I forget the other two. But either way, they live in that neighborhood. And yeah, can't wait. And I'm so, so excited. And I already have it planned because if you guys didn't know, I talked about this probably when I first started my save file, but I actually have my own personal Discord server. There's no one in it but me. And in that Discord server, I basically it's called my brain, and I put every single thing I think about doing and house inspiration. Like I go on Pinterest and I have boards for house I want to build. But if I have like a very specific lot I want that house on, then I save it to Discord and I type the lot and where it is, or even circle it on the map and then put that lot next to it, just for certain reasons like that. And I also made world plans, so I took a screenshot of each of the blank worlds before I started this, and I went into PixArt because I like to do things on my phone, and I just basically wrote down what I want in every place, and I wrote down like host, this lot's gonna be this lot's gonna be this. And I had so much fun doing that as well because it just feels so awesome, and I loved it. So I already have it all planned out what I'm going to do. I just have to build the actual lots, which I'm really excited about. And I love doing this for my own save file as well because it just gives my save file so much more life and more fun, because before this, I stuck to the same 5 community lots, let's say that, right? And the people who've lived in those houses probably lived there for generations and generations and also more generations. They just never moved out, and they've been the same houses for like 2 years now. So I like this because it's kind of also refreshing my own gameplay off camera as well, which is so much fun, and I'm having so much fun doing. So, for example, as I was saying, I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry. I haven't ate yet today. Maybe that's why. Either way. Oh my god, I just lost the train of thought I was saying. What was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, so the community lots, I never really go to any except for the ones I like, which are like, I always went to the nightclub in Windenburg instead of any other ones because that was the one I knew the best and I liked it. And I always went to like the same 2 restaurants because I for sure liked them. Because I've been to the other ones, maybe I didn't like them as much. So then when I started building community lots a little more, like restaurants and things like that, I just had so much fun doing it. And now I'm like taking my Sims all over the maps. So for example, when Cora and Hudson turned 19, I took them to the nightclub that I built for my save file in Willow Creek, and I had so much fun there. And they go to like restaurants I've been to, and it's just, I'm having a lot of fun doing it, to be honest. It's like a highlight of my life, to be honest. So yeah, it's a good reason to do save files. But I think we should move on actually a little bit to talk about the family that lives here. So the family that lives in this house is pretty much directly linked to the people who live next door to this. And if you didn't see the video of that house, then you should, because I explained a lot of things. But I'll explain it again here. So next door is the Mallorys. And the Mallorys, they are a very rich people. And by rich, I mean rich. Like, the dad owns a business, and the mom is in like the DAR meetings, and they have 4 kids. They have a teenage girl, teenage boy, and then 2 twin daughters. And the teenage girl is a little bit of a wild child. Like, she is really bad at school, but her parents don't know that because the parents aren't very involved. And so she is trying to get her grades up in a very unethical way. She gets other people to do her homework in return for things. So that's the storyline I gave her. And the teenage boy, he looks very perfect. Like, he wears a suit and tie to school. He's on like the football team, and his parents think he's so perfect, but really he's like a basemental type of person, if that makes sense to you guys. I don't want to say it like on YouTube, but you know what I mean? Like, he sells certain things, and he's a very big partier and things like that. And then the 2 twin girls are just perfect little angels who are like ballerinas or something. And yeah, the dad is Kenneth, but I don't remember any other Sims names, I'm sorry. But the dad, Kenneth, owns a business, and he has owned a business with his best friend, who lives in this house, since they were like 21. And they all were in high school together. So Kenneth and his wife and the guy, like the dad of this household, lived together, went to school together back in high school, and Kenneth and his wife are like high school sweethearts. While the dad in this house married his wife in university. Like, they met in university and got married afterwards. And they had their 4 kids as well. And they're all very, very close, and they've always been close. But here is the little bit of a plot twist. So Kenneth and his wife, as I said, they met in high school, and they're high school sweethearts, and they got married. But since high school, Kenneth's wife and the dad in this household have been having woohoo since high school. And they still are, for a very long time. And it's been like a very long thing, and they're in love with each other, but they're kind of worried about their image, and they don't want to ruin their image and, you know, things like that. So they have been hiding it for like a very, like a good, like 20 years at this point, if not longer, like almost 30, I'd say, like 20, yeah, like 30 years they've been hiding this. And they do it well, apparently, because I don't know how nobody's found out, or maybe they do know. Maybe they do. I feel like Kenneth and this guy's wife, they do know, but they're also, again, worried about their image, so they're not going to say anything. They're just going to be like, okay. And the other plot twist is that the guy who lives in this house, his wife is best friends with Kenneth's wife. So it's just a very big, messy situation. And they actually have 4 kids together. The people in this house, the wife and the husband, have 4 kids together. They have a 21-year-old female who is in university. They have 2 teen boys that are, one of them is like really nerdy and really like into school, and he's very smart, and he wants to be like a computer genius when he's older, while the other one is like very into sports, and he gets all the girls and things like that. And then they have a younger daughter who's really into playing instruments and the violin, and she plays violin on the club, I should say, with the 2 twin girls next door. So they're also very good friends, and they are pretty good friends with the teen boy next door. The teen boys are friends. You know, it's like a whole thing. They're all connected. They're all best friends. Except I don't think that the teen girls like each other. Like, I think the one in university is super, super smart, and the girl in Ken's household is really not. So I think that she almost like looks down on her. I'm not gonna lie. And I think that's a really bad thing to say, but this is just a household in my mind that I have made up. So yeah, they've been having a long-time affair. Their kids are messy, and here is the ultimate shocker. So Kenneth has 4 kids, right? Kenneth has brown hair. Let's just get this straight for a second. I'll give you their hair colors. Kenneth has brown hair. His wife has blonde. The dad in this household has blonde. His wife has black hair. The family in this house all have black hair except for the dad, who is blonde, because that's how genetics work. Kenneth's kids are all blonde, instead of having brunette hair. You catching on here? Are you catching on? So really, the guy who lives in this house, the dad, he has 8 whole kids. He has the 4 he has with his wife, and he has 4 with Kenneth's wife next door. So they're all technically his kids. And he never really asked her right about that, but he knows that for sure. Like, he knows, but he's not gonna ask because we don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. So yeah, dude has 8 kids. He has 4 kids living with him, that with his wife, and he has 4 kids next door. They're technically Kenneth's kids. So messy and trifling. It's so messy, but I loved it. I love making up the storylines for them. I may have storylines for all the families that live here, but this is my favorite. I have, like, I already made up a family for the Oasis Springs home. It's again young. You'll get to that in the next video, but it's like a young couple, and they have a story too. But either way, and I also, if you guys haven't seen, I did like a house in the Pancakes district a little bit ago, in the Goths district there. And the people who live there are actually based off of Monica, Chandler, Joey, and their twins from Friends. So I actually just made up I didn't make up their storyline. They had a storyline. But I made it so Joey lives with them because in my mind, that's canon. If you've ever seen the show, then you know what I mean. But in the last season, when Monica and Chandler move, sorry if that's a spoiler, but the show's been out since the 90s, so I don't feel that bad. But either way, Monica and Chandler moved to, like, the suburbs to raise their twins that they have. And Joey is all mad about it because he doesn't want them leaving him, basically, in the city alone. And then they're like, well, you're coming with us because we have a Joey room upstairs. So in my mind, I feel as though that Joey moved in with them and helps raise the twins with them, which I love. And it's also so fun making these townies and things like that, because when I made all the townies, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I just know they're there. But I forgot that they spawn into places. So for example, it was so funny because Kenneth's wife actually was at the university that Cora and Hudson attend the other day, just walking around, and in my mind she was like a guest speaker about how to be like a successful businesswoman, even though she's like not at all, but her husband is. And she's definitely the kind of woman, by the way, that walks around and tries to get everything she wants, and they tell her no. She's like, do you know who my husband is? He can buy you. So yeah, she was walking around. And then also when my Sims went to a restaurant the other day, Joey, or what I named him, Josh, I think I named him, he was at the restaurant with a girl, and it was so funny to me because that's so true. Like, if you guys seen Friends, you know what I mean, but Joey always has a different date, and I've seen him twice now at 2 different restaurants with a different girl, and I find that hilarious because that's so true to the show. And it's just so fun seeing them out when you make them, and it's almost like a cool thing because you're like, I know your secrets. Like, as soon as I seen Kenneth's wife, I'm like, I know your secret. I know those ain't your husband's kids. And I just love that. So I'm having so much fun doing that as well. And I also, when my Sims joined university, I made over all of their roommates, like, completely, and gave them like an actual personality and 5 outfits each category and things like that, which I just loved. And so now they're not even getting that close to them because it's hard to make friends in university in real life and in the game because you have no time to make friends. But either way, yeah, so that's a family who lives here, and I think that they're really interesting, and I think they're really fun. So yeah, moving on to my next topic. I actually wrote an outline for this video because it's long and I didn't want to be having nothing to talk about. So my next topic is actually the update and the new pack, because I don't have either. I didn't update my game, and I don't have the pack yet. I'm going to update my game, and I'm going to get the pack eventually, but I don't have them right now because, in all honesty, I don't want to update and risk my mods being broken. I know how many people like hate that take because they're like, well, us console players, we don't have mods, so well, how do you think we feel not having any mods? And I understand that. I completely do, and I feel for you. But I also think console's a really great way to play. I think any way I play Sims is great. Either way, I'm getting off track here. I don't want to update without my mods because, again, if I would not have a single Sim with a hair on their head in my game. Every single townie has CC. Every single townie has a custom trait and things like that. So I just know, not happening. And so I just don't update until the all my mods are confirmed okay, which takes a very long time because I have like 60 mods in my game. So it takes a pretty long time, and it's been over a week since the update came out, and I'm just waiting on, let me check my notes app because I also keep track of all my notes, or keep track of all my mods in this way so I can know. I'm waiting on basemental, what else am I waiting for? Remove VA eyelashes, and I'm also waiting for more columns and casts. I don't know if they're okay or not. If you know, let me know, because that would be a great help. You guys would be saving me, because until then, I can't put this build up on the gallery because I built this about 3 days ago, and obviously I was offline then, and I still can't upload it because I'm still playing offline. So deepest apologies for that. But it will be up, and I will update the description, and I'll put like a pinned comment down below when it is on the gallery for you guys, so you guys can definitely download this because it's my favorite house I've ever built, and you should have it in your game. Maybe I'm biased, but either way. But I'm excited about the new pack. I'm also off and on it. I really love the fact that stuff packs are back, because stuff packs I think were one of my favorite things back then. I can't say I don't like any stuff pack besides maybe Luxury Party, because that's a wildly hated one. There's ones I don't use very often, like I don't use the back, I don't use really any of them every day in my game, but I definitely use a lot of them. Like spooky stuff I use every Halloween season or like fall season in my game. I use backyard stuff usually during the summer and different things like that, so I definitely do. And Laundry Day I use every day, so that's a lie. I use Laundry Day and toddler stuff almost every day. So yeah. I'm really excited about the Home Chef Hustle one, and I'm really excited that we finally can make waffles now. I mean, my Sims have always had waffles, to be honest. I have Granny's cookbook. My Sims have had waffles, but I'm excited to have the different flavor, because all you can make with Granny's cookbook is just the one waffles. And I'm also excited about the fact that you make cupcakes just in the oven now instead of the big old machine, which I also could do for like over 2 years now because of mods. So, you know, I don't need the pack technically because I have everything comes in it just with mods, but I want the pack because I am a sucker and give in to EA every time they put out new packs, except for anything paranormal or supernatural. Is that what they're called? Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. Never have once in my life played with werewolf, vampires, Realm of Magic, Strangerville, or the paranormal stuff pack. Never once, never will. I am honestly not a hater of it, because I sometimes like watching other people play with it, but I am not an enjoyer of anything supernatural like that. I refuse to even watch any shows like that, to be honest. Like, I could never get into Stranger Things because of that. I hated it. I can't do it. I don't know. I just can't do stuff like that, so I do not have them, and I will not buy them if they release them. But if you like that kind of stuff, I think that's great, and I love seeing other people's Sims, their vampires and stuff that they make, because it looks so cool. But it's just not personally my taste. I even have mermaids disabled in my game and aliens completely, so yeah. Because I do have Get to Work, and I do have Island Living, so yeah, I have them disabled. Because I don't play that way personally. Sims, I play Sims hyper realistically, like extremely realistically. I try to get mods to make even the worst things in life realistic. So like student loans to be really expensive and things like that. So I'm just not that type of person to do all that. But yeah, so when I get the pack, and also when I update the game, which I hope is soon, I will be uploading this on the gallery for you guys, and I'll let you know when it is up there. So, yeah, we have only a little bit left of this video, about 10 minutes left, so I am going to talk about the build because I haven't done that yet. But, so this build is, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms. There is the parents' bedroom, and then there's the butler's room, which is in both houses, the next door one and this one. They both have butlers, and maids, and probably nannies, and gardeners. I don't know, they have like all of that. So they have a butler in this house, and his room is over there. They have a home gym as well, which is what I'm doing right now, and they have a sauna in their home gym. But they also have the teen girls room, the two boys rooms, and then the girls room, and the parents room, and then the butler's quarter as well. So yeah, that's the butler's bathroom. I don't know if you guys can see that right now, but that's the butler's bathroom. And this is the sauna hallway slash gym. I added like a gym in this house, and then there's a sauna in it to go relax after you work out. I put little white robes on the wall, which I loved. I thought that was so cute. And I decorated each bedroom kind of basic, because if you guys watch my last video, you would understand a little bit more. But last video, I decorated that house a lot of the same. Like the rooms are basically the exact same, just the girls' room is pink, boys' room is green, and then the twin girls' rooms are the exact same furniture. Literally just took the ad dropper and copy and pasted it, just changed one to blue, one to pink, like a baby blue and then a pink. I did that kind of with this house, but not as much. So I think this kids did have a say in what they wanted their rooms to look like, but they did have an interior decorator come in and design it for them. Like they didn't pick out their beds, they didn't pick out like their beds, they didn't pick out their dressers, they didn't pick out their desk, anything like that. They just told them like a color scheme basically, and then the interior designer made a room off of that. And so I like that. And this is the butler's room, and I love this butler's room because in my mind, you know how okay, let's go back, rewind. So if you guys have ever seen the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, also one of my favorite shows. So Will Smith is also his character's name, but the actor as well. He moved to Bel-Air to live with his like uncle and aunt and their kids, and that's why there is like an older sister in university, because Hillary, and then there's the boys in the school stuff, Carlton, and then the sports and the girls, Will, and there's Ashley as well. So that's what I kind of base this off of, and their butler, which is in the show Jeffrey. But Jeffrey in the show, he's into music. Like he is like a slam poet. He also like plays instruments and jazz music and classical music and things like that. But my butler in this house is actually a writer. So, but his family doesn't know that. Like the family that doesn't know this, because disrespectfully, and I'm aware of this, only sees him as like their butler. Like that's his only life, is doing things for them. But no, like he technically clocks off. Like he's not allowed to do any more work at like 10 p.m. let's say. At 10 p.m. he's like, okay, good night, I'm exhausted, I'm going to sleep. He goes upstairs and he just like writes his novel, and in my mind I think he's literally writing a novel about the affair. Like I think he is like a gossip column basically. Like he's writing like a novel like The Family I Work For or something like that, and it's like exposing all of the richest secrets from the neighbors and things like that. And I also low-key think he has like a secret romance with the butler next door. Like he's a guy and the butler there is a girl, and he's having like a secret romance with her, and they're working on this book together. Like they're co-writers about the tea that goes on in their house. Love it. I think it's the best thing that's ever happened and to me in this game. I just love making it. So I let it open like an open notebook, because I feel like he would write it down and then hide it in his bookshelf so they don't find it. But instead of writing it like on a computer, because I feel like the computer is really traceable and I feel like he wouldn't trust it. So he's definitely like writing it on paper, and she's like also writing chapters about her family, and they're gonna make it into like kind of like a dual split book. Like you know how some books are different POVs, like it's like one chapter would be like butler man, chapter 2 butler girl, and it'll have like their sides of the story. Oh my god, I should write that. I'm a writer as well, if you guys didn't know. I've been working on a book and I'm signed to publishers and things. I just on writer's block and I like The Sims a little more. I should write that. That'd be great. I also am currently writing like 3 books at once right now. I need to slow down. But yeah, we're actually doing the teenage boys room. So for reference, this would be like Carlton's room, and it's very preppy, I guess you could say. Like, I don't know what the right word is, but organized and good. And I pretty much did the Will's room the exact same, because again, like interior designer did it, but there's a little bit of different things in here that I do like. And then Ashley's room is the same. So yeah, we're actually very close to this video. We only have about 5 minutes left. So yeah, I really do like this build, and I really, really, really hope you guys do whenever I can upload it to the gallery. But when I can, you guys will be the first to know. So I will let you guys know for sure. I just need to update my game. I was gonna update it today before I started voicing over, but then I looked up a little life tip. If you don't know if a mod of yours is updated or not, check the Deadpool Discord or Scarlett's list. But another thing to do is go on Deadpool's Discord and search up the mod name in the search bar, and then just see what other people have been saying about said mod, or if like last exception's been given for it and things like that. When I looked at Basemental, a lot of people are getting errors, and I just don't want to deal with that today. I am very, very, very protective over my sim save, so I don't do anything to jeopardize it at all. Like, I don't even download mods for any of my other games, like Stardew or anything like that, because I'm worried it's going to mess up my Sims game, which I know it won't, but I won't even do it. Like, I will do nothing to mess up my Sims. No one's even allowed to touch my computer. Some people like to mess with me, like my parents or my brother, and they like to press a key on my keyboard. I'm like, no. I'm so protective of the space that surrounds where my Sims are held, so I don't want to do anything to mess it up, and that's why I have played offline before for like 2 months, until I was confirmed that base mental is working, 100% confirmed that it was working. So I just, yeah, it might be a little bit. I'm also waiting for more Commons Cast, which I guess is a necessity. I only got it like last week before the update started, like a week before the update started. But it's a lifesaver now, and I can't play without it because I have way too much custom content. But yeah, mods are so fun, and I'm so addicted to downloading them. Like, the funny thing is I'm over here like, oh, I have too many mods, and it takes so long to update. But I just wanted to let you guys know right now that when I do update my game, I have 2 more mods to download. So yeah. Basically, I'm insane and I need to be stopped until my computer stops me. Oh, I forgot to mention, this house also has a pool house. Has like so technically there's 7 bedrooms if you count this one, because this is a pool house. It has a full kitchen, a full bathroom, a full living room, and a full bedroom as well. I know it's a really small space, but you'll see. And in my mind, this is like the guest house or the pool house, and I found a lot of rich shows have this. Like Fresh Parents did, the Gilmore Girls have one, Rory lived in it for a bit. So I just feel as though that this one needed it. And while building this house, I was so debating on having my Sims live here in the future, but I do not want 4 kids. So I don't know what I would do with the other rooms. Maybe turn one into like a theater or something. I don't know. But either way, no. No, 4 kids is not an option. I was thinking about, like, before, like a couple months ago, I was thinking about their future, and I was like, maybe they have 5 kids. No. My Sims had 3. Like, Hudson has 2 siblings. He has a girl and a boy sibling. He has Wyatt and Luna. And even that was too much for me. Because Wyatt, I can't remember a single time I've played just with Wyatt. Like, I can't remember ever sending him on a play date or a sleepover or anything. The only thing I've played with him with is Scouts. He's in Scouts, and that's the only thing he does. Because I've always been so focused on the 2 teenagers, which is Luna and Hudson. And I forever will be, because when Luna graduates high school, she's going to be moving in with them and doing her university courses from, like, their apartment they move into, which I'm so excited about. Can't wait. But yeah, and the funny thing is about this build as well is I know in every single video I tend to do the wallpaper last and then I do my outro while I'm putting the wallpaper on. But you see, I forgot about the fact I didn't do the backyard. So we end up having to do that. And then, you know, then I do my outro. So I always have a problem with my outro because I tend to start it too early or too late. So we'll see what this video case is. I never once did it on time. But I'm actually just adding, like, light switches around when I'm doing wallpaper. But I was adding light switches around because I have a mod, I know, again, I've said that so many times in this video, that makes them functional. So I do add them in here. But they are not CC, by the way. So yeah, we're almost done here. I'm just doing the wallpaper, as I said, and I just add, like, some lounge chairs outside and things like that. But I probably won't be still talking when I'm doing that because I've been talking for 38 minutes and 30 seconds. And I am tired and I'm starving. I haven't ate yet today. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't ate. So either way, I think I'm going to end this here, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more because I make builds like this all the time and you guys will be updated on my save file progress. And I'm so happy you guys could join me today. And in the description down below is all my socials where you guys can talk to me. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye.